Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. And Freak subbed in for Doug McDermott. The Bulls leading by 16. Santana in at shooting guard. Noah is out there with Portis. And there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Rose in at the point. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Cavaliers had a huge game. He ended up with 35 points, and he got there with his usual way. Just an impressive barrage of threes. Games like that one show why his team has been so strong coming out of the gate. They'd like to maintain this pace all season, Kevin.
Great job, Doris. Thank you, guys. It's going to be very interesting to see if he can stay in a role like that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes those hot streaks can last for days, and I'm sure they'll be feeding him the basketball, hoping he's still got that mojo working.
Well, they ought to. I mean, when you've got a thoroughbred like him, I think you've got to ride him for as long as he'll carry you.
Passes it to Schneider. They set the pick. Steps back and fires. Shot is off. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball. 17 points was their biggest margin. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And really lucky that they weren't blown out in that game, because I just thought the effort was lacking.
They just couldn't hit on anything that worked for them, no matter what approach they used.
And he's caught fire this quarter, yet to miss a shot.
We've got 1:18 left to play in the third. And that one's good. Freak.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And, Greg, it's hard for me to watch this. I mean, the defense practically giving them those shots.
And the idea of setting a screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
Yeah, it just can't be a hard screen at all costs. There is a legality to how you set a screen, so you got to be inside of both lines, legal and hard.
Mirotic is checked in for Chicago.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Knight kicks to Teletovic. Here's McCallum, defended by Santana, and that's out of bounds. Phoenix will retain possession.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
Here's Knight. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. Stolen. And here we go. Freak heading to the hoop. And he gets the bucket. Freak's got 14 points here in the second half.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's having.
Here's McCallum. He's guarded by Santana. Will it go? And he overshot that one, missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
That 3 off the mark. And here is Goodwin. Here's Knight. No good from 18.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't.
And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And it's the Suns with the ball. Looking ahead, they've got the Jazz coming into town for the next game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again. On Phoenix, looking who they've got on the floor. Bledsoe and Knight of the backcourt. Warren is out there with Booker. And it's Teletovic in at the 5, roaming the paint. Santana. Here's Butler. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Chicago?
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently, I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Bledsoe passes to Warren. Feeds it to Knight. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside.
The Suns shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Gibson dishes to Freak, launches a three, and that one's good. Freak's got 17 points here in the second half.
And what's gotten into him today? This is getting ridiculous.
About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Warren kicks to Booker. Nice ball movement by Phoenix. 6 to shoot. Knight against Butler. Here's Warren, and it's off the back rim. No good. The Bulls have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Second minute off the clock now in the fourth.
Suns foul call. Aaron Bledsoe. That's his second personal foul. Freak. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And he makes the first. Chicago making some changes. Bairstow, he's checked in for Gasol. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Jimmy Butler. And so he hits both. The Suns have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
Now Seraphin. They double him with Freak. 5 to shoot. Here's Dinwiddie. Wide open shot is on the money. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Now here's Freak, guarded by Bledsoe. Freak kicks to Gibson. The three, and down it goes. Three-pointer falls in from Santana. Freak's got 39. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
Excellent display of team play.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Sade, I like that, Greg.
Now here's Bledsoe. He's tightly guarded. That's short off the rim.
You've got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboards.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
And that one's good. Freak's got 10 points in the quarter.
And from an offensive standpoint, they have just been stellar.
Yeah, really good. I mean, extremely well coached, fluid, efficient. Man, it's been a lot of fun to watch. The points just keep piling up because they've been such a well-oiled machine.
McDermott kicks to Freak. Another three for Chicago.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Bledsoe outside.
Been a really good night for Eric Bledsoe. He has 8 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back of their minds now. They'll be on him a little tighter.
So, Freak's checked in for Chicago. Knight's checked in for Phoenix. McCallum comes in for Kevin Seraphin.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bulls.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, Stephen Clark. An all-around dominant performance. Clark, and you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
I certainly did, and they just cracked it open and made it an NC. No contest.
Yeah, I like that. And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences, and you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Freak. He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
And that one's good.
And they're on the kind of run that could have made a difference had it just started a little earlier.
Yeah, but I think the only reason they're on this run is because the defense has relaxed a little bit, knowing the game is basically in the bag.
And he gets it to go.
Well, if it wasn't out of reach, it is now, thanks to that last little spurt.
And why put the brakes on now? I just say keep on letting it fly.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They poured it on tonight, Clark, a dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
I don't think they have anything but positives to take away from this win. Offensively, defensively, every aspect of the game, it all went right for them.
And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
This win was punctuated by some quality defensive plays. How important is the defensive execution to your success?
Well, defense got to be always our motor. You know, if we get some stops, we're doing a good job defensively, everything will be okay from that point on. So we just got to continue to emphasize our defense.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Doris, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And now to our good friend Ernie Johnson, who is standing by in the studio.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hey y'all, Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome back for the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. It was nothing short of a professional offensive clinic he put on today. He hit shots from every place he took them, and he took a lot of them to score more than 50 points.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right, Ernie. Instruments. This guy was instrumental tonight in making sure they avoided a second straight loss. They needed somebody to step up tonight, and he was their guy.
How about the show Freak was putting on tonight? It was a freak show. That's one of the smartest basketball players I've ever seen. Being able to use either hand and being as skilled as he is poses so many problems out there. But as modest as he is, he's not going to gloat even though he's having a great performance. He's going to just go right back out there, get to work for the next game.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.